This is breaking news from 17 News.
Well, good day. I'm Elena Rusk. As you can see behind me, the storm is here and we are already seeing its effects. A flash flood warning issued this morning along the Kern River. The flash flood warning alert saying move to higher ground now. This is an extremely dangerous and life-threatening situation. Do not attempt to travel unless you are fleeing an area subject to flooding or under an evacuation order. Words not to be taken lightly. You can see here the evacuation order in its details. We also just have a new one coming in moments ago. A water flow has become a threat to areas near Wolford Heights now. An evacuation order in effect in the Tilley Creek communities area from Evans Road South to Old State Road between Wolford Boulevard West to Arnold Springs Drive. We had Kern County firefighters going door to door today in the Kernville and River Kern areas implementing this evacuation order. The flooding, an immediate threat to life. Now, whenever you have an evacuation order like this, it is required by law that you leave. An evacuation order is likely the last order given. So with this, we want to go ahead and take a look outside at what we are seeing in the Kernville area. That's where we find 17's Michaela Armstrong with a look at the Kern River overflowing its banks right now.
Elena, well, I don't know if you can tell, behind me is a park, but you probably couldn't even tell right now because it is completely covered in water. Now, the water flow here in Kernville is increasing and things are projected to get worse as the day continues, and that could result in life-threatening flash flooding, which is why county officials did issue that flash flood emergency here. But in spite of that flash flood emergency being issued, people are outside here. They are outside taking pictures, videos, and seeing this water as it flows. A lot of residents told me that they haven't seen water like this in over 30 years, which is why instead of evacuating like they should be, a lot of them are out here just trying to make sure they see it in their lifetime. But it is important to make sure that you do evacuate the area that is a part of the evacuation order, like River Kern areas and the low-lying areas of Kernville. And the best routes to travel to get out of here is Sierra Way to Highway 178 to Lake Isabella. That is the recommended travel way to get out of here in this area. And police and rescue crews are out here to make sure that people get out of here safely. And if you are in an emergency during this time, it is best to call 911. And I'm going to have more updates on the conditions out here as the weather continues to potentially worsen. I'm going to send it back to you in studio. I'm Michaela Armstrong. Back to you.
All right, Michaela, thank you for that coverage. And of course, she's working with officials. We're trying to keep everyone safe. As you can see, this is unfortunately just the beginning of this storm. Now, there is also a shelter available for those of you in the River Kern and Kernville areas. If you are watching this right now, you can head over to the Lake Isabella Senior Center. Animal Services is there to help with companion animals that are brought in. That includes dogs and cats.
And we accept everybody that's evacuated. Bring your own pillow. Okay, we can't provide pillows. We do have blankets, we do have cots, we will provide food, we will provide anything that's necessary, including medicines and that sort of thing. If they fail to bring them, we will have a nursing staff available.
Now, that shelter located at the Lake Isabella Senior Center. Again, this is 6405 Lake Isabella Boulevard. People who need help with transportation can call the Aging and Adult Services hotline at 855-264-6565. But again, anyone who has an emergency and needs immediate help should be dialing 911. Now, this is all part of this atmospheric river, right? We've been talking about it for a week now. Kevin and I watching this closely, and this is just the beginning. We saw the rain moving in yesterday. It will continue all day long. As we take a look at the current maps, you can see the rain moving in the green. That's a steady rain. Now the areas of yellow, a moderate rain. The orange is a heavy rain. My mom and I are out over on the west side of the valley, and she just texted me saying it is a cloud burst. It is pouring at my house as she's there right now, and it is is heading toward Bakersfield. So again, the biggest concerns along the Kern River, the heavy rains expected with this flood warning in effect. A warning means it is imminent or it is happening. So we want you to stay away from the Kern River. You can see how rapidly it has risen to that major flooding stage. Kevin and I watching this since yesterday when it was flowing near kind of that monitoring stage, and then as it jumped up to 10,000 cubic feet per second this morning at 6 a.m., you can see it suddenly surged to about 38,000 cubic feet per second. Again, that is that major flooding you saw on that video. This is all because these warm tropical rains are falling on our existing snowpack at the higher elevations. The worst flooding is expected north of Kern County, but those watersheds, many of them leading down to the Kern River and the Isabella Basin. So we are expecting more flooding throughout the day. You see there is no break in the rain for Isabella with those 50s for that community. Now, meanwhile, Tehachapi, many people asking me, oh, more snow. No, again, for you, this is also rain falling on that snowpack. So you will see that white on the hills disappearing today, and we have threats of flooding for many mountain roads. Right now, the 58 is open. You can see the wet streets here in the heart of Bakersfield. We will have 60s with rain and then showers throughout the day. And this doesn't even touch on our chance of thunderstorms either. Much more on this storm coming up in your full forecast.